show up. All right. Well, I don't have anybody waiting on the stream, I don't think, but I'm going to start it anyway. Here we go. How are you all doing, ladies and gentlemen? It's Shaggy here, your fellow Dons supporter and YouTube personality, I guess. So we got a very, very important matchup, to say the least. Obviously, every match is important, and I've said time and time again, oh, this is an important match, this is an important match, this is an important match. But this one truly is an important match. No exaggeration intended for this one, because two relegation candidates. Hold on. Two relegation candidates. If we look at the standings here, AFC Wimbledon are in 23rd with 33 points, and Northampton 1 position above the relegation zone, 2 points clear of Bristol Rovers. They currently have 36 points right now, Northampton. And if AFC Wimbledon can win this one, and maybe some of the other relegation candidates can tie or lose, they will be out of the relegation zone. That is how close it is, ladies and gentlemen. And so, I feel like they've played well enough to stay above relegation this season, throughout the course of the season. Of course, they've had some games where they have just shit the bed defensively in maybe the middle of the season. They just couldn't get it together. And then after they fixed their defensive woes, they just couldn't create enough chances. They couldn't create enough chances, but I felt like, possession-wise, and I felt like, they played okay to stay above relegation zone, but they just haven't gotten the results. I feel like, they've played well enough so far this season, maybe to be in 20th, 19th, maybe, AFC Wimbledon, but they are in the relegation zone. They've had a couple of heartbreakers, notably the 4-4 in the early stages of the season against Plymouth Argyle. We should have won that game, but we just sucked defensively, of course, giving away several goals, several cheap goals. And then, let's see, I'm trying to think of other results. Swindon Town losing 2-1 when Ryan Longman equalized in the 90th minute or something, and then they scored in the 93rd. That was frustrating as well. There were several games that they dropped points, but I digress on that one. Let's take a look at both teams' lineups today. So Northampton are going to come out with a 4-3-3. Meanwhile, the Dons are coming out with a 4-2-3-1, pretty standard for the last 7 or 8 games or so. They've been playing 4 in the back. Sometimes they play a 4-2-3-1. Sometimes they play a 2 up. Actually, not sometimes. They've only played 2 up top 1 or 2 games. But they're going to have Dobson and Oxenden playing the center defensive mid roles. And Longman, Woodyard, Rodoni, Joe Piggott. Pretty standard. I think the main changes we're seeing here today are in the defensive end. We are going to see Luke O'Neill playing as the outside back today instead of Nesta Guinness-Walker, and Ben Hennigan and Will Nightingale in the center back positions. Darnell Johnson still out with an injury. But I like this. I like this lineup quite a bit. I do think that it is fair. I mean, we've had a lot of lineup shifts throughout the season. But I feel like this lineup in particular is fairly consistent. Ryan Longman back on the score sheet, of course, last time out, scoring 2 goals after a bit of a goal drought there. And he is back up and running lately, the last couple games or so. He's been all around the pitch. I've knocked him a little bit for his consistency in the goal-scoring department. But throughout the season, he's been consistent off the ball, making the runs off the ball and being active and being a threat on the offensive end. So hopefully Longman will, hopefully that last game has ended not only his goal drought, but his overall consistency and his form on the offensive end in terms of chance finishing. So hopefully we'll see more of Ryan Longman today, as well as the rest of the season. Also, Jack Rodoni, he's been kind of a spotty player throughout the season. He found the fountain of youth for a few games, but then he's kind of fizzled out in these last few games. So hopefully he'll refine the fountain of youth, because we need it at this point. As for Northampton, again, I don't really know that much about them. Same goes for most of the teams in League One. I mainly follow AFC Wimbledon, and I know more about the Premier League in terms of teams and in terms of players and goal scorers. So, yeah, I'll look up some stats real quick just to kind of accommodate for the Northampton fans out there. Yeah, the game has started up, so I'll start the scoreboard in just a second. But it looks to me like their top goal scorer is Ryan Watson, and he is going to be he's the left mid apparently. He is a midfielder, but he is their top goal scorer with 7, and their second top goal scorer is Hoskins with 5. Hoskins, is playing as a left winger. So, that left side is very dangerous for Northampton. I think Che Alexander on that left-hand side is going to have a lot to ask for. And I feel like last game, he really didn't have the best game. Lost his mark a couple of times, got caught ball watching on one of the goals where it went over his head, and they were easily able to knock it back into the box. But it was just one game. Hopefully, Che Alexander will just brush that off and new game, a fresh start here for Che Alexander. Anyway, let me set up the scoreboard real quick. I'm probably not going to get too many viewers for this one because I know Northampton is not that popular of a squad compared to the likes of Wigan and Charlton. And AFC Wimbledon versus Charlton, that was kind of like a West London derby, if you will. A bit of a rivalry going on there. So, that being said, here we go. We got the scoreboard up. And kind of got a case of bad hair today. I'm going to be cutting it probably pretty soon. But that's why I've been wearing the hats, guys. Speaking of hats, I got my trusty Lakers hat here. I might as well go with the flow here, because anytime my hair is kind of a mess, I wear this. It's traditional for me. Yeah, I forgot to say Nick Zanev is going to be starting once again for Wimbledon. I didn't really deem it necessary to say, Nick Zanev will start today, but yeah, he will start today. And so far, he's had kind of a Cinderella run, a Cinderella start to his season. Only played 2 or 3 games, and already he's been filled with action so far. Notably that game against not Charlton. Sorry, I'm kind of distracted. I forget. Bristol. Yeah, the game against Bristol Rovers. It was a 0-0, and he kept us in it throughout that entire game with several key saves. So they knock it forward to Ryan Longman, and looked to me like Oxenden was trying to get the knockdown there, but wasn't able to receive it and commits the foul. Jakob Oxenden's going to be a huge piece today, I gotta say. Defensively, mainly. He's not really going to provide too much on the offensive front, but with him and George Dobson, I think it's a very, very dynamic duo in that center defensive mid role, and it'll allow Alex Woodyard to kind of be have a little bit more freedom on the center attacking mid role. We could also put Ethan Chislett in that center attacking mid role, but he hasn't really found too many minutes this season, whether it's because of inconsistency or what. He's still going to be a decent piece to come off the bench. And so we'll see what happens with kind of a iffy clearance there from Nick Zanev on the back pass from Che Alexander with his left foot. I'm not sure if he's left-footed or right-footed, but he attempted to clear it with his left foot off the back pass and didn't travel too far. Luckily, it didn't. Northampton didn't take advantage. It kind of bounced around a little bit. And now it's a throw-in for Northampton, though, so they could capitalize. Nope, it's just going to be a goal kick. Okay. That could have been much worse. Could have been much worse, and of course I can Giazzo, or I can get some clips off of the Giazzo feature here, the Giazzo GIF. software, and I'll pick that up right now just to show you guys exactly what happened. Yeah. Joe Pickett tried to hold the ball up a little bit, but instead was deemed to have fouled, maybe wrapping his arm around the player or something. I was trying to do that as I got the Giazzo. Giazzo coming up right now. Gonna make sure I capture as much of the game as I possibly can. Usually I send about maybe 10 Giazzos per game on average. Maybe not 10, maybe a little less. But anyway, Northampton knocking around the left side a little bit and over to number 33, putting the ball into the box, easily collected by Nick Zanev. It was good knocking around from Northampton, though. That left side is going to be very dangerous, especially because two of their top goal scorers are in Watson and Hoskins are occupying that side. So here we go with the Giazzo, the very first one of the game. Fuck, where's the fucking game? Did I accidentally close it? No, it's okay. It's still here. Wimbledon knocking it around a little bit with Oxenden and Shea Alexander. Alexander tries to lump a ball forward to Joe Piggott. Joe Piggott couldn't quite get to it, though. The goalkeeper was able to collect it. Decent ball in there, though. It was like kind of like a little... He cut inside from the left side and then played a little laced chip pass over to Piggott, who was making a off-the-ball run there. Piggott is always going to be dangerous no matter what. Off the ball, on the ball. Always got to watch out for Piggott. He's always a threat. Anyway, Northampton knocking around a little bit with Hoskins coming from the left side down to the middle. And they play it over to the right-hand side for number 15. Kioso making a run from the outside back position, but the pass was too heavy. And it's going to be a goal kick there for Nick Zanev. In terms of stats... Looks to me like Northampton have conceded quite a bit so far this season. 53 conceded so far, which is the eighth most. Okay, so that's not too bad. But their main issue lies in the goal scoring department, actually. Only 32, which is bottom of the league. 32 is the worst goals for in the league, with AFC Wimbledon having the second worst with 35. And... yeah, they're tying in goals against with Northampton. So this could easily be a 0-0, guys, or a 1-1 or a 1-0. Maybe not. You never know. Two teams that struggle to score. You never know. It could provide a goal scoring plethora. Who knows? Obviously, I know that doesn't make sense on paper. Two of the worst teams in goals for. Maybe they're going to find the fountain of youth and maybe just score three goals each. I mean, we saw a 2-2 in the beginning of the season, so who knows? Well, Nightingale knocks it forward for Ryan Longman. On the knockdown is Joe Piggott. Piggott plays it back to the left-hand side for Alexander. Whips the ball into the box. Decent ball. Headed away, though, on intended pass there for Alex Woodyard. Now Rodoni trying to flex his physicality on the knockdown headed attempt, but unfortunately wasn't able to find anybody. Jack Rodoni is going to be a key player to look at today as George Dobson tried to play a crossfield pass to Shea Alexander. Unfortunately gives it away as the pass was intended to play in the air, but instead it was played on the ground. And it was easily cut out and intercepted by Hoskins. Luckily, he wasn't able to get a cross off on that right-hand side. It looks to me like the cross is deflected back off his foot there. So, throw in for Wimbledon. Yeah, not the best ball there from George Dobson. I thought for sure that Northampton would have countered and taken advantage on the break there, but luckily nothing doing there. Gotta pull up the lineups again. Fuck. Okay. Joe Piggott on the hold-up, getting his shirt tugged quite vigorously, but the referee plays advantage as Wimbledon are still looking to knock it around here with George Dobson Luke O'Neill on the right hand side. Tries to play a ball into the box of Jack Rodoni. His first touch was not the best. Went a little bit ahead of him for a goal kick there. Yeah. Lineups. Yeah, Luke O'Neill. I got confused there because I'm like, wait, why is Luke O'Neill playing on the right and Chael on the left? I thought they started. I thought they flip flop, but no, Chael's starting on the left and Luke on the right. Yeah, decent ball in from Luke O'Neill. Kind of a chipped pass about hip height to Jack Rodoni. Unfortunately, his first touch got away from him. But yeah, had that first touch been better, maybe could have put it into the box to maybe Joe Pigott or Alex Woodyard. Yeah, so far nothing worth noting. No chances really creating any. Sorry, no teams really creating any major chances thus far. Yeah, my main brain is on autopilot right now. That usually happens when I first wake up, and then as the day progresses, I start to pick up the pace a little bit. Even on the timeline, I'm looking at the Google timeline. It says kickoff 8:01 p.m. Nothing after that. Maybe I think that could be that I didn't refresh the page. No, I refreshed the page and nothing happened. Okay, so that's how boring the game has been so far. But it's only been 10 minutes. You can't really knock either side. Sometimes teams like to have some sort of feeling out process, if you will. George Dobson, unfortunately, giving it away. Throw in for Northampton here on the left hand side as he wasn't able to turn the ball and find anybody off the turn. Northampton knocking it around a little bit with number 45 Marshall putting in the cross, partially deflected, not clear there though, as Ben Hennigan was trying to. He got his first touch, but was holding it off for Nick Zanev to be able to run onto it. It wasn't a back pass per se, but smartly done there by Ben Hennigan to Marshall the defender, or Marshall the attacker, preventing him from getting a touch on that. My commentary is actually ass right now. Okay. Yeah, Northampton knocking around once again among their back line, trying to find some space here with the right-hand side to Kioso. Kioso plays it down to the center to McWilliams. Interesting name, McWilliams. Usually you think of McDonald or McKissick or something like that. But McWilliams, that's something new. Yeah. I'm tired. I went to sleep at like 2 a.m. and woke up at 7:30. That just shows you how committed I am. Luke O'Neill knocking it forward to no avail. Easily picked up by the goalkeeper. I'm bored already. Let's take a look at some results around the league, shall we? Okay, so far we have a 2-0 between Peterborough and Accrington Stanley on the end of Peterborough so far. 1-0 Plymouth against Blackpool. Not going to matter. They're two mid-table sides. It's not going to matter too much for the relegation. Hull 1-0 against Gillingham. Again, not going to matter too much. The only games really for the relegation battle that are going on right now are this one and Wigan and Ipswich. That being 0-0 so far. I think that's the game to watch if you're a Dons fan. I'm sorry, guys. I'm yawning. I've been yawning quite a bit so far this stream. Sorry. It's a combination of slight boredom because nothing has happened so far, and tiredness, I guess. Anyway, Will Nightingale playing it over to Che Alexander. He's going to be a huge piece today, especially coming off of a poor performance last time against Charlton, defensively at least. Let's see how well Che Alexander rebounds. Alex Woodyard coming deep, trying to lump it forward to Joe Pigott. I hope we don't do that too often. I hope we don't rely on Pigott too much today. But, yeah, looks to me like they try to lump it forward. And then when Northampton received the ball, they lumped it forward, intended for Marshall on that left hand side. He's been finding himself on that left side already quite a bit, even though he's starting on the right. So he's all over the pitch. So expect him to be a dangerous player. But the pass was too deep, intended for Marshall there, and Nick Zanev was able to come forward off of his 18-yard box to collect it and shield it out. You don't see that too often as goalkeepers, but I like to do that. I used to do that when I used to play goalkeeper. But anyway, Alex Woodyard with a nice pass to Jack Rodoni. Again, though, his first touch, he's going to be disappointed with that one. His first touch, once again, too far forward. And so far, his first 2 or 3 touches on the ball have not really been the best. Not good first impressions so far for Jack Rodoni. I was in between saying not a good first impression and not good first impressions, but not a good first impression so far for Jack Rodoni. Hopefully he can pick up the pace a little bit. Nothing worth Giazzoing so far except for that one botched clearance there from Nick Zanev earlier in the game. Do I have my boy Whale Rider in the stream right now? Unfortunately, he usually says something before the stream. Anyway, Northampton knocking it around with number 14. Who's that? Frick. Anyway, yeah, whoever that was tried to play a little incisive pass over to Hoskins on the right-hand side, but it was well cut out in the end by Che Alexander. Sorry, that was no, I don't know who that was. Sorry. Yeah, number 15. I don't see him on the score. Oh no, it's Kioso. Okay, Kioso coming up from the right hand side. It was him and Hoskins playing a little bit of an interchanging pass there. For some reason, it's listing Hoskins as a left winger, even though I've seen him on the right wing quite often. So maybe him and Marshall switched. Okay, I was saying, I'm surprised Marshall's playing on the left-hand side so much, considering he's starting as a right wing, and Hoskins playing on the right side. That's kind of weird. But yeah, I guess Google kind of interchanged them. So, or maybe it was a last-minute decision from Northampton to switch the wingers. But looks to me like everything else is going to remain the same. Mills with the ball on the left-hand side here as the left back. Plays it to Marshall, playing a hold-up play. Forced to play it back to the center back there. And not really creating any space so far, Northampton, but they're still knocking it around here pretty nicely. Mills knocks it forward to Marshall. Is he going to get to it? Yeah, nope. He was offside, I guess. Oh, no, the ball went out. The ball went out. It kind of curved back in. It was like an inside of the foot curling chipped pass from Mills there. At first I thought it was offside, but yeah, it's going to be a throw in here for Wimbledon. Initially it was a pretty good ball, and it looked to me like Marshall was going to get on the end of that with Ben Hennigan defending, but nothing doing there for Northampton. Now it's going to see Che Alexander on the ball. Maybe a 1-2 between him and Oxenden. No, Oxenden's going to opt to try to look for another pass. Tries to play it over to Ryan Longman. Nice first touch in the air there, as it wasn't the best pass in the world, but Ryan Longman making lemon out of lemonade there. Now to Alex Woodyard, plays it to the right-hand side to Luke O'Neill, gets a ball into the box. Almost a headed effort there from Jack Rodoni. Goes over everyone's head there, but Che Alexander is able to pick it up. Can he find another cross into the box instead? Okay, he does play it into the box. Joe Pigott was the intended target, but it was cleared away. On the knockdown is Ryan Longman at the top of the box. It's going to play it back over to the right-hand side to Luke O'Neill. Going to be a throw in there for the Dons. It's going to be put into Jack Rodoni. Che Alexander maybe can create some space to find somebody. No, instead plays it back over to George Dobson. Now they're going to try to knock it around a little bit and try to create some space for that final incisive pass potentially. Jack Rodoni, he's always going to be dangerous on the ball. Plays a little chip pass over to Joe Pigott. Unfortunately, that was headed away, but the Dons pick it up once again. They're constantly peppering right now with crosses and with potential opportunities here. George Dobson, they're forced to reset actually. Okay. I'm sorry, Alex Woodyard playing really deep as an attacking mid so far. He's been receiving the passes from the square balls from Che Alexander or from George Dobson. Interesting. Are we going to see Joe Pigott playing? Are we going to see Pigott having a little bit more freedom up there with? Actually, no. They shifted their positioning. Joe Pigott is going to play as a right center forward, Longman as a left center forward, and Jack Rodoni as sort of that false nine / attacking mid. And now we're going to see Alex Woodyard playing as a center mid with Jakob Oxen, and George Dobson playing as a center defensive mid. So Dobson is not going to have as much freedom going forward as he is going to be playing almost like a sweeper, really. A 4-1-2-1-2. He's going to be playing a defensive mid, but almost like a sweeper. He's going to be playing really deep there. And Alex Woodyard, at first I was confused because he's starting as an attacking mid. I'm like, damn, he's playing really deep. But no, he's going to be playing as a center mid with Jakob Oxen. So those two have a little bit more freedom going forward, with George Dobson playing more of a rock in that center defensive mid, and Jack Rodoni playing as that false nine now, with Pigott and Longman as the strikers / center forwards. So interesting. At first, I thought that Google didn't adjust lineup shifts, but they do. So that's interesting to note. I can't really. I'm sorry. I'll show you guys clips and Giazos, but I can't show you the match, unfortunately, because that's a fast track for my YouTube channel to get taken down, unfortunately. But yeah, because it's iFollow. It's a paid subscription. You have to pay either per month or a yearly pass if you live in the U.S. Unfortunately, the UK people in the UK are not able to buy a season pass for whatever reason. You'd think that if you live in the ingenious country, in the domestic country, you'd be able to buy a season pass for a good deal. Anyway, a corner kick here for AFC Wimbledon with short corner here. Now Luke O'Neill's going to play it in. Decent chance there as Will Nightingale was trying to get on the end of it, but gets the header in, but it wasn't on frame. Sorry, my commentary has been lackluster thus far. But the game itself really hasn't been the most exciting, I got to say. AFC Wimbledon dominating the possession stat for once. Usually they're the one with 45%, 40% possession. Maybe not 30% like earlier in the season, or maybe even last season under Wally Downs. But yeah, they are dominating the possession right now for the most part. They're just not able to create anything super dangerous thus far. Meanwhile, Northampton, they have a couple of spurts up there where they knock it in between their outside mid and their outside mids and their outside wingers, notably with Marshall on that left-hand side, but they're not really able to put that final ball into the box that will really put a stamp in the game. That final ball, that final cross has been lacking for Northampton so far. Meanwhile, a little bit of a floated ball intended for Rose there, easily picked up by Zanev. Interesting that Rose, I don't know too much about Northampton, but Rose is not one of their leading goal scorers. I think he only has, 3 goals thus far. The leading goal scorers are Watson and Hoskins on the left mid and right wing positions respectively. Little bit of knocking between the center mids with AFC Wimbledon with Ryan Longman, Jack Rodoni, and now George Dobson on the ball, playing it over to Che Alexander. We're gonna see Che Alexander on the ball quite a bit today. It looks to me like they're constantly playing it over to him to maybe create some space to lump it into the box. But unfortunately, they gave away possession here with a nice tackle defensively by either Jones or Horsfall. I got to look back at that just to see who it was exactly. I want to make sure I provide as accurate of play-by-play as I possibly can. It was Jack Rodoni on the hold-up, and it was a good tackle, actually, by the guy with an afro. I don't know who that is, actually. Who's that? McWilliams, I think that is. I'd have to look back just to make sure, but I didn't catch his number. That was a good tackle there, whoever that was. The guy with the afro, guys. I don't know who that is, but I'll call him the guy with the afro. Worst case. Yeah, it is McWilliams. I was thinking about that. Yeah, McWilliams so far has been an engine for Northampton. He's been defensively sound thus far. Again, only one Giazzo that I've created so far. I mean, that was Giazzo-able because that was a pretty good tackle coming in from behind and getting the ball. Usually, if you come in from behind, that's like, or maybe not from behind. It was like a 135-degree angle. But usually, you got to time it really well, or you got to get your foot around the attacker there if you're gonna get the ball and not get yourself in the book potentially. Ball lumped forward to Joe Pickett looking for a foul there, but the referee says nothing doing. It looked to me like Joe Pickett was already leaning to try to get the ball there. So, yeah, you know Joe Pickett. He's gonna try to milk a foul. He's not. He doesn't dive per se, but any little contact, he's gonna try to milk it and try to get a foul. Yeah, it's just Joe Pickett, right? He's trying to make something out of nothing, but. Not a diver again per se. He likes to milk contact sometimes. Ball lumped forward, nicely won there by Luke O'Neill, and going to be finding the ball back to him from Jack Rodoni. Maybe a run off the ball, Ryan Longman? No, Longman was already in an offside position, so unfortunately wasn't able to make an off the ball run. Jakob Oxenden on the turn there. He was at the top of the box, could have maybe created something there, but his first touch was cut out there as he tried to turn with his left foot there instead of his right foot to kind of take the ball with him. He tried to go with the momentum of the ball, maybe to hit it on the second touch potentially, but it was cut out. Nice to see Jakob Oxenden going on the offensive end every now and again. He is usually the person that will create that final incisive pass though, rather than putting the ball into the back of the net, but he had a decent opportunity to do so there without the defender cutting it off. So now, yeah, we have been seeing a lot of possession thus far for AFC Wimbledon. I do think if this keeps up, if they can continue to at least dominate the possession and prevent Northampton from really breaking offensively, then we could potentially see a 1-0 in the end for AFC Wimbledon potentially. Maybe for Northampton if they get a counter-attacking opportunity. I do think in the end it's going to be a 1-0. Kind of a boring game, really. Kind of a scrappy game. Well, scrappy games can be entertaining to watch, but when I say scrappy, I mean like, they're probably going to be a decent amount of passes playing over the top, looped over the top, and yeah, we'll see. Damn, 3-0 already. Peterborough leading at Accrington right now. Actually, it's at Peterborough. Oh, okay. Northampton give it away. Ryan Longman picking it up. Nice save there. Yeah, his first touch kind of got away from him there, but it was a terrible giveaway in the midfield there for Northampton. I will Giazzo that one. Finally, we got something worth Giazzoing. Here we go. I may miss something because the ball was still live, but I'll go back to it, whatever happened. Terrible giveaway. Yeah, his first touch was really heavy, guys. Longman's first touch was unfortunately not the best, but he tried to get a touch because there was somebody that was tracking back, right? I guess if he hadn't made that touch as heavy as it was, it could have been picked up by the center back, but that was a terrible giveaway. I was kind of getting flashbacks of the Charlton game, although that one was even worse than that because it was off of a goalkeeper. It was inside the 18-yard box, and the back pass to the goalkeeper was an absolute hospital ball. Gift for Ryan Longman, to say the least. This one could have easily been sort of the same situation, but it was a decent stop by the goalkeeper. Yeah, coming out, making himself big, and nicely done there. I just looked at the name of the goalkeeper. His name is yeah, his name is Jonathan Mitchell, and it kind of made me think of something. I don't think you guys will understand this because this isn't an American football reference, but in the off chance that you do understand the reference or you do know about American football, there's this guy named Joe Buck, who is one of the main, if not the main commentator for football games. I'd say he is probably the most infamous American football commentator. He's known to be a bit boring, though, with his commentary, a bit repetitive as well. In this one, 2008 game, there was an interception. I'm trying to explain it because I know you guys are probably not American football fans, but there was an interception made by one of the defenders, and he was running all the way to the opposite end zone, and the guy who intercepted it. His last name was Mitchell, and Joe Buck on commentary, he was like, Mitchell, down to the 35. And it was like, come on, man. Joe Buck is like Martin Tyler nowadays, where Martin Tyler has completely lost passion for the game. And I think Joe Buck in general, he's just a bad commentator. But he's picked it up lately. But Martin Tyler used to be a really galvanizing commentator. He would really emotionally stimulate the viewers. But unfortunately nowadays it seems to me like he's lost passion for either the game or for the commentary, and nowadays he's been kind of dead inside. So kind of unfortunate to see as the most popular English football commentator of all time, I'd say. Maybe aside from Clive Tilsley. Tilsley? How do you pronounce? I have never been able to pronounce his name correctly. Clive Tilsley. Fuck. I gotta look that up. Clive Tilsley. Yeah, it's a Tyldesely. Tilsley. Him and Martin Tyler, probably the most influential and popular. I've been rambling because there is a bit of an injury going on right now, and both teams have been just talking amongst each other, getting some water, as there was an injury. Actually, the linesman got injured? Sorry, I didn't notice that because I wasn't even paying attention to the game. The linesman got injured. That's very rare. I think he might have pulled a muscle or tweaked a calf or something as he was running downfield. Guys, the linesman got injured. I just noticed this. This was 2 minutes late. I'm sorry. But yeah, the linesman got injured. That's really rare. Yeah, so welcome James to the stream. Unfortunately, I don't speak French, I think. Come vai você? That's either French or Italian. Usually I'm able to decipher languages, but... Oh, como vai você? Oh, okay. It's Portuguese, yeah. Como vai você? The way that sentence was worded, usually you say, tudo bem com você? Tudo bem, eu estou bem. Estou pouquinho cansado porque eu acordei muito. How do you say? Fuck, I forgot how to say soon. Yeah, eu acordei muito cedo. Meu português é ruim, mas o jogo não é muito emocionante. Não, cada time não fuck, I can't say this. Cada equipe não criarem muitas chances, então o game, o jogo, fuck, o jogo não é muito emocionante. Até aqui, sim, okay. No worries. The game has not been too exciting thus far, but Yeah, the linesman is injured at the moment. O juiz da linha, eu não sei se essa é correta. O juiz da linha tem um injury. Ele machucou a perna. o calf. Bezerra. Yeah, sorry for my absolutely garbage Portuguese. It could be a lot better, but I just don't practice. My family speaks Portuguese, and I'm too lazy to practice it. So, also combine that with the fact that I'm really not the smartest individual in the world. So, yeah, my short-term memory kind of sucks. Usually, when I learn certain words or phrases or anything in general that revolves around memory or retaining information, I don't really retain information very well. So, yeah, it's going to take a lot of practicing for me to be able to remember certain words and phrases. But anyway, we have finally kicked off as I don't know if they got a sub linesman. I think the fourth official is now the linesman, and whoever it was, a backup fifth official is now going to be the fourth official. This is a very rare case, but anyway, Rodoni and Longman knocking around that right-hand side a little bit, and Longman tried to beat Northampton with pace. He's always going to be a threat on that offensive end, but it's going to be a throw-in for Wimbledon now. Longman holding the ball up for Luke O'Neill to put in the cross, but it was easily picked up by Mitchell. Now, Northampton looked to me like they're on the break. Nice touch around by number 8. It looks to me like Nightingale's on the defense here. Nice interception there by George Dobson there to cut off the pass. Yeah, it looked to me like a dangerous situation there as Watson was making a nice run on that right-hand side. A little bit of a 1-2 played between him and one of the center mids there for Northampton, but the cross was cut out by George Dobson. And now the ball is with Marshall on that left-hand side. Northampton starting to look dangerous for once here. It's been, 36 minutes, and they really haven't created very much in this game. So, yeah, this could be maybe a start of a momentum shift. Hopefully not, because I want the Dons to just keep possessing and keep dominating the pace of the play. But now Northampton are starting to turn the tides a little bit with that potential opportunity there. Had George Dobson not cut it out, could have been a dangerous situation. All right, so Woodyard playing it over to Luke O'Neill once again coming forward. This time Jack Rodoni on the hold-up. Tried to get a little bit of a chest touch, but the ball was slightly below him, so he tried to get a little bit of a... Instead, it was like a nut touch. It was like a bollocks touch. He was like this. He was like, ugh. So it kind of got ahead of him there. I think had it gone to his chest, he would have been able to control the touch a little bit more. But instead, he got the touch with his bollocks, and the touch was a little bit too heavy. Mitchell was able to collect it. You'd think that if you were to touch it with your bollocks, the ball wouldn't travel that far because the bollocks would cushion the ball a little bit. But at the same time, you're not able to control the power of the first touch if you were to touch it with your bollocks. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This was too graphic. But I'll send a Ghiazza to show what I mean, because the way I described that was not really ideal. But yeah, here's exactly what I mean. I'm going to get the GIF. Okay, so no, it was somebody else. It was Mick Williams coming back to intercept. So the touch actually wasn't that far ahead of him. It was just Mick Williams coming back defensively. He's been all over the pitch today, and did track back defensively to get a little bit of a touch. Not a pass back per se, so it wasn't a pass back to the goalkeeper, but it was like a slight touch to prevent Jack Rodoni from getting on the end of that. But I'm gonna send in Ghiazzo anyway because yeah. There it is. Tired and hungry. Maybe if I get some food in me, it'll give me some nutritional fuel to be able to be a little bit more competent on this play-by-play. But yeah. Also tired. Ah. Luke O'Neill trying to find somebody. Plays it back to Hennigan. I know this is a bit early to say because it's only the 40th minute, but potential lineup changes. I do think the front three for AFC Wimbledon are playing decently, except for maybe Jack Redoni in that center attacking mid position. So far, he hasn't really had the best 40 minutes of the game so far. Whenever the ball has gone to him, his first touch has kind of let him down. And hasn't really had too many chances to be dangerous either. Hasn't really... I mean, he's created a couple of off-the-ball runs, but the passes haven't found him. Instead, the passes have found Longman or Piggott. So I guess too early to say if Jack Redoni should be subbed out, but if he does get subbed out in the end. Anyway, I'll hold that thought as Piggott comes a little bit deep off of the 18-yard box to receive a pass. Now over to Luke O'Neill, the right-hand side, makes a cut to his left foot, and decent strike there, but it was deflected. It was a good opportunity there as he did create some space to create that shot. Looked to me like it was going to that far post bottom corner, but it was well blocked there by either Jones or Horsfall, and it's going to be a throw-in for Northampton. Yeah, Luke O'Neill looked to me like he was going to cross it, but then he fake shots it with his right foot, brings it to his left. Decent opportunity there for Luke O'Neill. I'm going to get the Gazzo because there is going to be a hold-up in play once again. Okay, going live. Really nothing much to comment on so far. I mean, we've had a couple of half chances from Wimbledon, and not even a half chance from Northampton. They've had spurts of offensive pressure, notably with a couple of moments with Hoskins making a run down the left or right-hand side. He's been kind of alternating with Marshall, but they haven't had that final ball being put into the box. As for AFC Wimbledon, they've had a couple of decent chances, couple shots on goal, one with Luke O'Neill just now. And, yeah, so far I think AFC Wimbledon have kind of dominated the half. Yuck Oxen on the left-hand side here. Muscled off by Marshall. Deemed to have been a clean tackle. It looked to me like it was shoulder to shoulder. I thought there might have been a little arm extension there, but nothing doing. And left-hand side here for Northampton. They switched the play. Long shot attempt there from looked to me like it was Watson, the leading goal scorer for Northampton. He's always going to look to create some space for a shot, but there wasn't enough space as it was deflected just 3 feet ahead of him. And now Jack Redoni plays it to the right-hand side for Ryan Longman. Is he going to try to beat his defender, McWilliams? He puts it to his left foot. The shot was a decent shot. It was kind of over. It was like 10 feet over the bar, though. The shot had decent enough bend, decent enough whip on it, but it was a little too high. Oh, sorry, I've been yawning all stream. I haven't had enough sleep lately. My sleep schedule has been fucked. usually when you think of screwed up sleep schedules, you think of like going to sleep at 3 a.m. And waking up at 11 a.m. At least you get a decent enough of sleep. But when I say sleep schedule, I mean sleep amount, the amount of sleep I get. It's not because I can't sleep, but it's just, I always wake up early. I constantly try to find things to do, whether it's watch EPL games, EFL League One / Championship games, or I wake up early for the stock market, for example. Yeah, I wake up 6:30 in the morning every day for the stock market. But yeah, I don't really get much sleep anymore. Usually, as you get older, as you age, you get less and less sleep. Notably, because you don't need as much sleep as like a child per se. Children usually need to get about 9 hours of sleep at least in order to feel fresh and rejuvenated. But us adults, we don't got no time for sleep. Put on a little bit of a ghetto American accent there. Ain't nobody got time for that. If anybody remembers that meme. I know it was an old YouTube meme back in like 2014, 2015. YouTube / Vine. Anyway, we got a free kick here for AFC Wimbledon, about 30 yards out. Ball played into the box. Ryan Longman on that back post looked to me like he was going to receive that, but on the header there was Kioso to head it away. Jay Alexander, he does have a long throw. Maybe we could create something out of this. 6 minutes of stoppage time after there was a little bit of a linesman injury debacle earlier in the game. Headed away. Looked to me like that is going to be Marshall on the break. He does have that pace. Jakob Oxenden tracking back, and Marshall shrugging him off easily. My goodness, so far we've already seen that a couple of times with Jakob Oxenden getting shrugged off the ball. The other time was with Marshall once again. He doesn't look the part. He doesn't look too physical, but he does have that physicality in abundance. But it looks to me like a 2v2 situation here on the counterattack. Joe Pigott. Damn. Ryan Longman, I thought, could have found Joe Pigott making the run on the left-hand side, but the ball was played too centrally, and Pigott wasn't able to get on the end of that one. That could have been a really good opportunity for AFC Wimbledon. They do have the ball once again, though, with Alex Woodyard making a little bit of a on-the-ball run on the right-hand side, plays across into the box intended for Jack Rodoni, and Jack Rodoni gets a shot off. It was deflected. Corner kick for AFC Wimbledon. My goodness, that was a decent opportunity for the Dons. But Ryan Longman just not getting that final ball off. Yeah, it was a botched clearance initially. Oh wait, no, it was off the chance of Jack Rodoni. I will get the GIF right now. Well, not right now, in just a second, because the corner kick is about to be taken. Luke O'Neill, he pumps a good ball into the box. Of course, commentators curse as I say that. He plays a knee-high ball to the near post that's easily cleared away. I'm gonna shut up now. As soon as I say, he's gonna pump a good ball into the box. Nope. Wasted opportunity there off the corner kick. Let me play it back to the opportunity there, just to show you guys exactly what I mean. I think the pass might have been deflected. Maybe that's why the pass was a little too central. Yeah, my dog wants to come in. Yeah, it was a 2v2 opportunity there, but yeah, here's the Giazzo. Yeah, I think that pass might have been deflected. Actually, no. Was it deflected? No. If it were to have been deflected, it would have gone towards Pigott. So yeah, I think it was just a bad pass. I'm watching the game through iFollow. It is a paid subscription. For those of you that don't know, it is a paid subscription. You have to pay if you pay for a whole season, it's like a little over $200, a little under £200 or about £200. I don't really know the conversion there, but per month it's like $20, a little under £20. But if you live in the UK, you can only buy a monthly subscription. You can't buy the season pass, and which is kind of, it doesn't really make sense. You'd think that if you live in the same country that the broadcast is provided in, You'd think that you'd be able to buy season pass there, but unfortunately for those of you in the UK, you can only buy monthly passes if you would even want to fork up that much money. But for me, it's like I don't mind spending a little extra money because I am investing in the stock market and crypto. So hopefully the projected earnings per year is going to be like around 8 to 10K extra per year, assuming that I'm smart with my money. So yeah, I don't mind spending a little bit extra. Anyway, that being said, Luke O'Neill tried to play it forward to Ryan Longman, but unfortunately the pass was not an accurate one. Ryan Longman was initially looking to hold the ball up, maybe for Joe Pigott making an off-the-ball run there. Now Northampton are playing it, lumping the ball forward to Mills on that left-hand side. So they switched the play. Looked to me like Alex Woodyard was going to cut it off, but no. The ball instead finds Marshall with a long shot attempt. It was deflected. At the top of the box, it looked to me like Marshall was going to get a good shot off on goal there, but it was deflected. It's going to be out for a corner kick. Good block there. Good block there by Ben Hennigan. Actually, it was a headed block there. Gets his head on the way. But yeah, last opportunity here for Northampton. I gotta say, so far Wimbledon have controlled the half. Haven't really created too many chances, but in terms of the possession, they've controlled the possession. Northampton really haven't had any clear-cut chances, aside from maybe that half chance by Marshall with a long shot attempt from just outside the 18-yard box. And looked to me like another poor corner kick, this time from Northampton. Again, these hip-height corners are fairly common in lower tiers and in English football, as well as lower tiers in other leagues in general. They just can't play a very good ball into the box, it seems. But that being said, 0-0 at the half. Again, nothing too much to comment on. The game really has not been the most exciting. Kind of expected from two of the least goal-scoring teams in the league. It is what it is, though. Yeah, 4 shots, 1 on target for AFC Wimbledon, 2 shots, 0 on target for Northampton. I guess that shot wasn't registered as a shot on target from Marshall, but yeah, 57% possession for the Dons. For once, they're winning the possession stat, which is fairly interesting, and they are connecting with more passes. 209 for the Dons, 163 for Northampton. I don't want to get too much into the statistical stuff because stats only mean so much. You can dominate possession, but not dominate the chance creation and the overall dynamic and flow of the game. But I do say that Wimbledon have controlled the dynamic of the game. In terms of potential substitutions, maybe Ollie Palmer coming in, maybe playing a 2 up front once again. I know Mark Robinson is a bit gun-shy with the 2 up front, but I do think Ollie Palmer coming in can provide them a little bit more freedom, a little bit more of a versatile attacking threat, and maybe give Joe Pigott a little bit more freedom up top, and maybe have... The thing, if you play 2 in the front, though, then where are you going to play Ryan Longman? Because he is more of a center forward slash, he is more of a center forward slash maybe right to left winger. So if you play Ollie Palmer and Joe Pigott up top, where are you going to play Ryan Longman, Maybe an outside mid alongside Jack Rodoni, and maybe having, I don't know, we'll see. I do think that Ethan Chislett could also come in maybe for Jack Rodoni. Jack Rodoni really hasn't had the best half so far because a couple of touches have gone away from him, a couple of first touches. Hasn't really been too reassuring on the ball, let's say. So maybe Ethan Chislett for Jack Rodoni potentially in that center attacking mid role to start off with, and then if we can't create enough chances, maybe have big boy Ollie Palmer coming in. Other than that, I don't really have any other potential subs. Shane McLaughlin could come in late, maybe for some fresh legs. Usually it's either Longman or McLaughlin playing. They usually don't play alongside each other, although there was one game where McLaughlin played as a center attacking mid and Ryan Longman played as a right winger. I forget which game that is. I'm too busy looking up which game it was. I think it was the Bristol Rovers game, if I'm not mistaken. It was either that one or the Burton game. I think it was no, it was Shrewsbury. I'm going all the way back. I think it was the game against Shrewsbury, the one where Ayuba Sal got on the score sheet. First touch on the ball was a goal. Fairly interesting note there. But yeah, maybe Shane McLaughlin could come in late for Ryan Longman. Although I think Ryan Longman has been dangerous enough to stay on the pitch for the whole game. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to get some breakfast now. So we'll see you guys on the other side. All right, boys. I'm set. I am set. I got leftover Pizza Hut pizza. I know pizza for breakfast sounds disgusting. Maybe not disgusting, but weird, I guess. Strange. Bizarre. But it's bread and cheese and pepperoni and ham. Why not? Yeah, this is a lazy breakfast for me. Anyway, let me reset the timer because that's not... Okay. Alright, so I've already pretty much summed up my thoughts of that first half. Not really the most exciting, obviously. But I think the man of the half, instead of the man of the match, we'll go with man of the half. For that particular half, I guess I don't really have one. I mean, several players kind of chipped in a little bit, but nobody really stood out, I don't think. I'd say Luke O'Neill, actually. He's been playing pretty well defensively, but also providing a lot for the offensive end. Obviously, as a outside back, you know, you're kind of expected to go up on the attack every now and again. I expected Che Alexander to be the outside back that would be more active on the attacking front, but it's been Luke O'Neill. And he's been, you know, providing a couple of balls into the box and even getting a decent shot off with his left foot inside the 18-yard box. A decent shot, which was, it ended up being deflected. But I think that was the only shot on target for the half was Luke O'Neill's chance, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong with that one. There were a couple of times in which Wimbledon took some shots that were deflected, so it was kind of hard to see. But, yeah, Luke O'Neill, I'd say, is the man of the half here. That being said, let me sprinkle some Parmesan cheese on top of my pizza. A little bit of pepper. I'm eating good, guys. I'm eating gourmet, leftover Pizza Hut pizza. This is the life. Whew. Cheers, folks. All right, so the half is about to start. Looks to me like there's going to be two substitutions for Northampton. It's going to be number 22 for... Okay, Marshall's coming off, and it's going to be Ashley... So, wait, what was his name? Okay, Ashley Seal. Interesting. A lot of hyphenated names in EFL League One. Guinness Walker for AFC. Seems to be like almost every team has at least one player with a hyphenated name. Ashley Seal. Guys, gonna reset the timer. We are underway with the second half of AFC Wimbledon versus Northampton Town. Very important relegation battle. Not the most exciting game in the world, but I'm going to be looking to try to instill some positivity, some energy into this stream, assuming that this game won't pick up. I think it should. I'm saying assuming the worst. Let's assume the worst here. The game won't pick up. Try to be a little more engaging in the commentary. As engaging as I can be while eating pizza. All right, Northampton knocking around a little bit on that right-hand side. 1-2 attempt with between, looked to me like Kioso coming up from the right-back position, as well as the new substitute, the fresh face, Ashley Seal. But Ashley Seal, unfortunately, wasn't able to find that return pass to Kioso for Northampton, and now AFC Wimbledon are in possession once again. Oh, well, not anymore. Clearance. Whiffed, a bit of a whiff clearance from the goalkeeper there. It's going to be a throw-in for AFC Wimbledon.
As I said, they've edged the better of it in terms of the first half. You sense that the draw really enough, I suppose. We've had a lot of draws recently. It's got to be for the win this afternoon now.
Well, indeed, and,
Good point by commentators. They've drawn a lot recently, and they're saying ideally on paper the way the game is going, you know, maybe they can take a draw, but this is there for the taking. And they said this needs to be a win, especially since Northampton really aren't that dangerous. They haven't looked dangerous at all in this particular game. And I think it's up to Wimbledon now to really take this game by the throat and get the 3 points for once. Ball gets played into the box. Will Nightingale was on the end of it at the top of the 6. Unfortunately, the ball kind of bounced up ahead of him. Maybe didn't really get the best connection on the fly there. So, decent opportunity there. Usually, Will Nightingale's not on the end of a chance like that. Usually, if he is, it's with a header.
In the end, Nightingale stuck out a boot, and in the end, and O'Neill standing over the ball.
Sorry, I'm trying to get the Gialzo right now with one hand because my other hand is greasy.
With this free kick over on the far side, the left-hand side for the Dons. Oxen and O'Neill standing over the ball. Players lined up across the edge of the penalty area, and it comes now from O'Neill. Deep free kick in towards Nightingale. Oh, and
questionable at the moment.
Yeah. Okay. So I got the Gialzo. Decent opportunity there from Will Nightingale. Unfortunately, didn't get the connection very sweetly on that one. And we have an injury again. Looks to me like it's going to be number 28, Jones, kind of going down on the challenge there.
Key defender I was mentioning for them in the first half, Lloyd Jones, is just was down injured, received a bit of treatment. He's back on his feet now, maybe just limping slightly, but looking to get back into his stride. And again, Dons will hopefully look to exploit whatever weaknesses they can come across in the Northampton defensive.
What I do, not much.
Seems to be,
just chilling, watching this absolute barn burner of an EFL League One game. Absolutely amazing scenes at Plough Lane today. We've got battle of two titans, AFC Wimbledon and Northampton Town, two of the least goal-scoring teams in the entire league. Yes! Great game, but it's okay. I'm here for the Dons. I'm here to support the Dons through and through. See Jack Rodoni here receiving the ball in the middle of the pitch. Over to Che Alexander here on the left-hand side. Maybe he can create some space. Yes, takes a couple of touches ahead of him. Nicely defended, though, by McWilliams on the track back, but Oxenden will get a ball into the box. Easily cleared away, though. The cross was not too high up. Oh! Che Alexander completely dumbfounds his defender, McWilliams, there, but unfortunately wasn't able to get through Kioso. A decent opportunity there. Woodyard with the strike, deflected. Jack Rodoni strike, deflected. Oh, man, Che Alexander completely beat his man on that left side. And the cross was initially blocked, but then we got a couple of shots on goal that were both blocked as well.
From the left-hand side, cleared as far as Alexander, just over by the corner quadrant.
Completely dumbfounds his defender.
Oh, he's moved away from his man, still Alexander. Oh, but then they just lost control of the ball at the vital moment. Kioso with a momentary interception. Could be a chance for Woodyard, edge of the area. Oh, it's deflected away by Northampton. Now Rodoni with a shot that comes in.
Slipped.
Oh, goodness me, and that's...
Okay, corner kick here for Wimbledon, though, after all that. Ball played in by Oxenen off the short corner, but the ball was way too heavy over the head of everybody else. It's going to be a goal kick for Northampton. Good opportunity there. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get everything in one Gialzo there. I'll kind of explain what happened
to Northampton.
Really
afterwards.
That's very disappointing, very poor indeed, and for set-piece opportunities where Wimbledon get them.
This one is a bit choppy, I will admit, but basically all you need to know, Che Alexander beat his man McWilliams. His cross was deflected. Jack Rodoni got a shot at the top of the box, deflected. I'm sorry, it was that second one. Woodyard got a shot at the top of the box, deflected. Fell to the feet of Rodoni, got a shot at the top of the box, deflected out for a corner kick.
Not his fault, obviously.
Decent opportunity there for the Dons. My Giazzos have all been for the Dons, guys. Sorry, Northampton really just haven't been dangerous at all so far this game, aside from a couple of little flashes of brilliance on the wide areas, but they can't create the chances.
the fact that maybe they're not at full 100% defensive.
Yeah, ball played over to Hoskins on the left-hand side, looking to get the knockdown there, but it's going to be a throw-in at the around the goal kick line,
At the moment, though,
if that makes any sense.
Northampton on the attack, deep inside Don's territory with the throw-in taken by Mills
Touchline.
into Hoskins.
Hoskins tries to play a ball into the box, facing away from goal. Head height, pretty easy clearance for Nightingale.
Hennigan will really stick some snow on that one away towards the far side. Longman's after it, but it's Fraser Horsfall who'll get there first. And in the end, able to just shepherd that one out of play. Throw into Northampton. 52 minutes gone. Still goalless. The second half. Dons nil. Northampton nil. Just looking at elsewhere, the other two matches that affect the Dons' position this afternoon. I think it's still goalless between Wigan and Ipswich, but Sunderland doing us a bit of a favour. Currently 1-0 up down there at the Memorial against Bristol Rovers.
Ideally, though, you've really got to be looking at yourselves here this afternoon, particularly, as you say, against a team just around us here as well, and the one that you don't want to let just outside the relegation zone escape further away from you.
On the next dead ball, I will check the results around the league. Anyway, Joe Pigott holding the ball up kind of deep here right now. Unfortunately, wasn't able to find anybody. Easily cut out by number 8 there. But nice tackle there from Hennigan to cut that off. It was number 8. Who was that? Watson. Now Northampton are knocking around a little bit.
Showing what they can do. All they've got to do is keep things tight and resolute at the back. And the evidence of what we've seen so far, particularly with Marshall now off the field injured, certainly one of the more influential players in the first half.
Yeah, I was about to say Marshall coming off at the beginning of the second half. I thought he was fairly active on and off the ball. I'm surprised they took him out. Luke O'Neill coming up, cutting it down to the center, trying to find, looks to me like, yeah, it does find Oxenden gets it over to Alexander. Can he put a ball into the box? We know he can put a good ball into the box. Tries to find Joe Pigott slightly over his head, and it's going to be a goal kick. Throw in for Northampton.
Even jumping for that one, I think he saw straight from the get-go that that was going to be too high for him. And,
okay, this is going to be 1-0 Wimbledon. Final prediction, 1-0 Wimbledon. I've said this since about like the 15th minute. I have a feeling this is going to be a 1-0 game. For somebody. But the stars are aligning here for Wimbledon to score eventually. Dominating possession, keeping Northampton pinned back defensively, and certainly have the recipe. Now, can we cook the meal? 1-2 played between Woodyard and O'Neill. Woodyard puts a ball into the box, not the best ball in the world. It was it was straight to the defender's feet there, but he was not able to control his clearance, and now it's going to be a throw in for Wimbledon. Oh, nice back heel from Rodoni. Unfortunately, Woodyard wasn't able to get on the end of it, and he does commit the foul.
Asking very late questions and very nearly stealing all 3 points, of course, down there at the Memorial 2 weeks ago. Northampton, though, particularly in recent years, very historically tough nut to crack. Remaining unbeaten in all 7 meetings against the Dons at the Cherry Red, and still with only one victory away at Northampton to their name. And here's a chance now for Ashley Seal, left side of the Dons penalty area, but couldn't quite square it. Now
okay, I had to rewind a little bit because I was distracted. So it was a goal kick, and it looked like Ashley Seal was on the end of it on the left-hand side. Nicely cut out there by Will Nightingale to cut off the cross.
Now the Dons will try and play their way out of danger.
Now the Dons are playing out through the back.
Into the centre circle, COYD there first.
Okay. Yeah, it was a decent 1-2 there played by Northampton. It looked to me like Ashley Seal was gonna put the ball into the box there, but nicely tracked back by Will Nightingale, getting back defensively super quickly. As that could have been a dangerous opportunity with Ashley Seal with looked to me like plenty of space inside that 18-yard box on the left-hand side. Nicely cut out by Nightingale. Anyway, now on the left-hand side here with AFC Wimbledon. Jay Alexander plays it to Ryan Longman. His first touch wasn't the best, but that's because the ball was kind of knee height. Wasn't able to get that down. But Northampton resort to clearing their lines. Again, Northampton showing flashes of brilliance, but those flashes of brilliance only coming every 15 minutes or so. And I don't think it's going to be enough to penetrate Wimbledon's back line. But you never know in football. All it takes is one decent chance to put it into the back of the net. But I still am going to reiterate my 1-0 prediction for the Dons here. Just based on the way the game is going, just based on the flow of the game, I just think that Wimbledon look more confident right now. They look more solid. Not trying to be biased, of course, because I am a Dons fan, but I'm just stating it the way it is.
Out amongst those substitutes and Jack Redoni back in the starting lineup, but possibilities perhaps later on in this game.
Again, Pickett coming deep for the hold-up. This time it was picked off by Jones there. Nicely defended by Jones. Yeah, Pickett has been coming deep a lot, and I feel like with Ollie Palmer, that'll give Pickett a little bit more freedom. I spit my food a little bit. It'll give Pickett more freedom to make runs off the ball instead of having to be the one constantly holding the ball up. Not to say that Joe Pickett, not to say that he's not doing a good job of holding the ball up, because quite frankly, he can do well anywhere. He's a very good player all around. He's a utility player. He can play any role as a striker. Anyway, on the right-hand side there from Hoskins, it was a decent ball played into the top of the right-hand side of the 18-yard box. Tried to play across and it was deflected. Another cross in from Chioso, cleared away, not fully by Ben Hennigan. Left-handed driving attempt there from Mills from outside the 18-yard box. It was deflected again. Two deflected crosses, one blocked shot there from the Dons defense. So they're holding steadfast right now. Defensive shape kind of looking a little shaky in that particular play, as well as the play in which Ashley Seal got in behind. But in terms of tracking back and making those last-ditch tackles and those last-ditch blocks of the crosses and the shots, they're doing a good job of that. Now the ball on the right-hand side here, once again with Chioso. Looking to play a 1-2, but McWilliams instead turns it to the center. Nice tackle there by Jack Redoni. Still picked up by Northampton here, though. I thought maybe there could have been a 1-2 played between McWilliams and Chioso there, but nothing doing there for Northampton. Still on the ball here, though, with Watson. Nicely defended there by Alex Woodyard, but he did commit the foul at the top of the 18-yard box, about 22 yards out. This is a dangerous position to give away a free kick. And let me Giazzo the shot there from Mills, because that was a fizzling effort. Fizzing. Whatever floats your boat.
Very well blocked away there by Nightingale, really putting his body on the line for the Dons. Back now with Watson for Northampton. Now Chioso down the right-hand side. Again, ball delivered into the centre. This time Dobson getting it clear. Northampton though once again have it left edge of the corner.
Yeah, looking back on that was definitely a fizzing effort. Probably would have gone, maybe not straight to Zanev, but I think Zanev would have been able to at least beat it away. But there was a decent effort. Now Northampton here with a dangerous opportunity here with their leading goal scorer Watson. I'd have to assume he has a couple set-piece goals because he is the outside mid, and to have an outside mid be the top goal scorer here.
Hoskins steps over it. It's in the end taken by Ryan Watson, got it over the wall,
but the Giazzo thing popped up in my face. So I'm gonna rewind to see exactly what happened there. So it looks to me like, ooh, decent effort there. Maybe not super close to the frame, but it was about maybe 4 to 5 feet over the bar. Yeah, Nick Zanev not troubled there.
Mini sigh of relief there for the Dons in an afternoon where really they do not want to fall behind.
And
here's the Giazzo here from the driving effort from Mills.
Set-piece opportunity into a goal.
We've reached the hour mark. It's still AFC Wimbledon 0, Northampton Town 0 here at Plough Lane. Wimbledon overall, I'd say, having had the better of the game, but Northampton probably just having one of their best spells at the moment. In possession over on the far side.
Free kick now against Northampton, just inside their own half, fouled by Dobson. I suppose the question then has to be how adventurous do the Dons need to get maybe to tilt this one back in their favour from an attacking perspective. Of course, we've still got the likes of Palmer and Chislett at our disposal.
Possession really has swung Northampton's way. Now a throw-in to number 29. Unfortunately, wasn't able to get a connection with Watson. Yeah, the possession. The momentum has really changed hands here. It looks to me like Northampton now is in control of the last 2 to 3 minutes of the game. Hopefully it won't continue to boil over. Hopefully AFC Wimbledon will regather the foothold of the match, maybe. Potentially with a substitution. Maybe with Ethan Chisholm coming on. Or, again, I've said this already, Ollie Palmer. I know Mark Robinson is a bit gun-shy to put 2 up top. I mean, right now they do have 2 up top with Longman and Piggott, but I'd say he doesn't want to take off Longman. Anyway, Jack Rodoni making a bit of an adventurous run there. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to get a shot off. It was easily picked off in the end after his 5th touch, which is a little too heavy, around the top of the 18. Yeah, there were 3 defenders around him. He didn't have enough room to take the shot there, so he tried to maybe be a little too cute there and got dispossessed.
Williams over on that far side, played forward into Hoskins.
Ball played over to Hoskins by McWilliams on that right-hand side, defended by Will Nightingale. Will Nightingale nicely defended. Actually, no, it was a free kick there. Conceded the foul. Looked to me like Hoskins was trying to get around him, take the touch to his right and get around to his left. In the U.S., we call that an AY-so move. But looked to me like the assistant ref deemed it as obstruction. I didn't think there was too much on that. I thought Will Nightingale defended that pretty well. But it's going to be a free kick here for Northampton at the edge of the 18-yard box on the right-hand side. Going to be taken by Mills here to look to me, of course, like he's going to whip it in. I don't think the angle is wide enough for him to be able to take it on goal here.
Almost 63 minutes gone then. It's Joseph Mills over on the far side. You know what he can do with his left foot after that shot a few moments ago.
Ball gets whipped in. Ooh. Kioso was on the header there, but the header was just wide.
On the far side. You know what he can do with his left foot after that shot a few moments ago. Here he is now with this free kick into the 6-yard box. It's Kioso. Oh, and he out-jumped Woodyard towards the Don's technical area.
Well, back to fitness again. He's had that Achilles problem that he picked up before the Shrewsbury game. Had to build his fitness up again. Played in a recent development game against Stevenage and of course scored in the opening day game in the 2-2 draw against Northampton.
Don's knocking it around.
For the Dons into Longman towards the left edge of the
Alexander to Longman at the left side of the 18. Gets picked off by Kioso. Nicely defended. Just gets a little foot to it as Ryan Longman was mid-step over. I think he was trying to do a couple step overs before taking a touch to his left, but upon the second step over, Kioso gets his foot to it and then gets fouled. So nicely defended there by Kioso.
Northampton actually come away with a free kick. I think Longman guilty of a foul.
Here's the Gialzo of the opportunity there from Northampton. Kioso wasn't able to steer it towards goal.
Will take this free kick for Northampton.
Time as well when Wimbledon need to be sharing the goals around. That's very much the case with when you look down who's played for Northampton, where their goals come from. They have shared the goals around them, whereas
couple of clearance attempts there from Northampton. Okay, ball bounces around like a pinball.
His name, Ethan Chislett, to increase his tally, 2 or 3 for him already this season. But you need to find goals from throughout the team. Of course, Ben Hennigan's capable of that with a powerful header on set pieces, but needs to be more goals from around the team in this run-in.
The goals are very scarce so far this game, to say the very least.
Since the Dons would just be happy with any situation where the ball ricochets into the net just to get them 3 vital points this afternoon, which again they've demonstrated they're more than capable of doing, and they've created chances here this afternoon. I think the clearest one falling to Ryan Longman in that first half when he was one-on-one with Jonathan Mitchell, having seized upon a wayward pass. But just couldn't dink the ball over the advancing keeper. But having looked fairly ineffective for the most part going forward, Northampton really have started to spring to life in the last few moments. And
looks like Alexander won the knockdown there, but he did commit the foul upon trying to muscle the other guy off the ball.
It's the Dons now with a free kick opportunity of their own, midway inside their own half. It's Salah to take it.
Nothing too much to comment on at the moment.
Forward now towards the right edge of the penalty area. Mills will get there with a header. Rodoni will nod it towards his near side for Woodyard, the right hand side for the Dons.
Woodyard on this right side.
O'Neill takes over on this near side into Woodyard once again, closed down by Mills, falls back towards halfway into Dobson now.
Yeah, nothing too exciting going on at the moment. Ball played forward to Ryan Longman on the hold up there from Jones. Unfortunately, for Jones, he wasn't able to shepherd it out for a goal kick. Does get the clearance though. It looks to me like Hoskins is on the ball. Kioso now has it. Tried to play a little chip pass over to number 17 McWilliams. Tries to play a little incisive pass towards the 18-yard box. A little too heavy though. Nick Zanev was able to collect, but that was a decent spell of possession there from Northampton. Kioso playing that ball forward to McWilliams, who came from the center mid position, made an outside mid run. Unfortunately for them, he wasn't able to make an incisive enough pass. Anyway, Dobson coming forward tries to play a threading ball through to Piggott, but he was offside. The pass was played fairly late as Piggott made the run like a second earlier. Anyway, hold on. I'll be back in like 10 seconds.
Certainly Ollie Palmer's coming on at the moment.
As Dennis Lowndes wields the
I just had to rinse my hands. They were fairly greasy. There we go. There we go. Ollie Palmer coming on. That's what I wanted to see. Unfortunately, it's at the expense of Ryan Longman, who I thought has had a decent game. The second half kind of fizzled out a little bit, but throughout the game, collectively, he's had a decent game, I gotta say. But I do think this is more of a, it's more of a tactical formation sub rather than a sub because a certain player is not playing well. But I'm interested that they took out Longman instead of Rodoni. I found that to be a bit, not questionable per se, but surprising. Because I think Ryan Longman has been a little bit more active on and off the ball, but maybe this could be saying something. Maybe Jack Rodoni was on fire maybe in the training sessions. So maybe Mark Robinson putting his trust on Jack Rodoni, and we're going to be having Ollie Palmer as the secondary striker alongside Joe Piggott.
Attacking plays have foundered. But as both sets of players once again go into drinks mode on. So Jones receiving more treatment back on his feet, and again, question now whether the Northampton management team deem that that's worthy maybe of a reshuffle, because having recovered, of course, he's now limping once again, probably worse than he was previously.
I may have to do some Photoshop work in the meantime, guys. Well, I mean, there is an injury, so I have a little bit of time, but I may have to do something on Photoshop real quick as I'm watching the game. Not really ideal, but I'm part of a esports group. Well, Mario Kart Wii, if you really consider that an esport. Not really, but I am a part of the competitive Mario Kart scene, and I may have to just make graphics for them. Damn, I didn't think I would have to, but
drinks break is over. Play will resume with a free kick to Northampton. Jones, I think, is going to try and...
I mean, the worst case, I mean, I'm still going to see the game on the left-hand side, but I'm not going to be able to have the lineups pulled up. For the most part, I think I have Northampton's lineup recognized, and hopefully we'll be good to go.
All set maybe to replace Jones if the injury situation doesn't improve for him.
Yes, indeed, Bristol Rovers, I remember him playing against us. Had about 3 different loan spells as well there in the past. I think in that game when we played them at the Memorial Stadium, and the pitch was in quite a state there with the big trenches there, I think I remember him playing against us that day, causing us all sorts of problems at the back.
Okay, so there's going to be a free kick here
20 minutes to go there, still goalless.
for Northampton, cleared away, headed away.
Only as far as Morris on that far side. Here's Jones. Lives across into the 6-yard box, but well watched.
Across to the 6-yard box, I think it was chested down there by J. Alexander for Nick Zanev.
Holds the ball out now towards that far side. Alexander moving forward. Towards halfway for the Dons, forced to check his run. Dobson. Popped over towards the near side, but it's Mills will get there first ahead of O'Neill. Now Rose threads it in towards the edge of the box, but couldn't quite pick out Hoskins. But now the Dons been a bit careless with their passing once again. Rose on this near touchline gets it off Woodyard and feeds Watson. Now McWilliams, he's got Kioso joining in on the far side in support. Thrown for in the centre. In the end, the ball's played across.
It looks to me like Northampton trying to connect a little bit. Sorry, I got distracted there. Trying to connect a little bit with McWilliams now on the right-hand side to number 18. Tries to find McWilliams on the hold-up inside the 18, but it was cut off. And now Wimbledon are on the break with a nice turn there from Joe Pigott. Can he find Ollie Palmer on the run off the ball? Instead, it was a decent tackle there from, I think that was Morris. Yeah, it was Morris on the defensive end there. Yeah, he's number 18.
Still goalless.
Pigott tried to play a square ball to Woodyard, but it was easily cut off there by Watson. Pigott, oh damn! I appreciate and I admire the work rate to get to win the ball back, but unfortunately he fouled. So still in possession for Northampton.
To Northampton, but indeed it is, as you rightly say, Rob, Shane McLaughlin being readied and all ready to come on now, in fact, and also Ethan Chislett still with that green bib on, but Chislett also imminent for the Dons.
Oh, nice ball over to Kioso on the right-hand side. It was nicely defended, though, by Che Alexander, sliding, getting his body on the way. It could have been a scary situation if Kioso had thought to maybe just cut it to his left, and Che Alexander would have been just sliding ahead, but it was nicely defended there by Che Alexander, getting his body in the way, blocking the cross, and coming away with it. Yeah, I mean, the game has picked up in tempo overall, but unfortunately it was on the side of Northampton. Northampton slightly getting the better of Wimbledon in this particular half.
Delivered into Ollie Palmer since he's taken to the field.
Let's see.
Well, that might change.
Ball knocked up.
The arrival of McLaughlin and Chislett, that certainly needs to improve the route of getting the ball in there to them, to the likes of Palmer, to make a nuisance of himself, and Pigott, who, well, ever since the whole City game really has been marshalled so tightly that there's very little that he gets to add to that tally of 15 goals already this season for him when he's trying to hit the 20 mark.
Thrown now to Northampton down the left-hand side. Mills picked on by Rose into Ashley Seal. Now here goes Watson on this near side. Appeals for a handball there against Woodyard.
So I think that translates to yeah, Bullhead means fuck or fucking. I fucking bet that both of them.
He has picked quite a few.
Or I bet that both of them would score. I don't know, something like that.
That's what you're going to get from Alex Woodyard. He's never going to change. He said that to me this week on interview.
Yeah.
Fully committed.
I bet that one of them will score. Tafada basically means like this is fucked. I guess he's venting his frustration that neither team has scored. I don't know. But anyway, the Dons are going to come away with the header there off of the free kick. Jack Rodoni tries to get past his man on the right hand side there, but nicely tracked back by the by number 7 Hoskins there.
Morris and Hoskins.
It's coming down to the wire, guys. 15 minutes left. Not the most exciting fixture, but tensions are rising still. I mean, the game has picked up in pace in the last 20 minutes or so. More so on the side of Northampton. I've been kind of knocking them for not being dangerous enough, and this is the chance for Wimbledon to get the 3 points. But now they haven't turned the tables fully yet, but they're starting to. Okay, now we're seeing 2 substitutions: Ethan Chislett and Shane McLaughlin. Those are the 3 players that I figured would be coming in at some point. McLaughlin, Chislett, and then Ollie Palmer, who came in about 10 minutes ago. Who's going to be coming off? Let me see. So McLaughlin for Dobson, and looks to me like it's going to be Chislett for. I didn't capture Rodoni. Okay, so Rodoni off, Dobson off, and Chislett's going to be playing that attacking mid. I'm fairly interested to see how he's going to do. He hasn't had too many minutes thus far this season, but he is the player that you want to go to if you want to make that final pass on the ground, that final incisive pass. He's always looking to thread the defense, thread the needle, and I do think that's a decent player to have. Also decent pace too. He can kind of beat his man on the 1v1, but he's more of the type of player to try to find somebody off of the assist rather than to try to create something for himself. And as for Shane McLaughlin, pacey, pacey, pacey. Always going to be dangerous on that right-hand side. Always going to be looking to make that off-the-ball run. And just be a nuisance to that back line. So we'll see what happens.
Mills once again trying to gallop forward down the left-hand side. Tried to steer it into the path of Rose, but it was O'Neill who got there first. Cleared it forward away down the right-hand side. Out it goes. Another throw to Northampton. Question now just how maybe adventurous the Dons are prepared to be in the closing stages of this game, whether
yeah, on the bottom it says support your club, not illegal streams, say no to piracy. I honestly wish I could show you guys the game. I would honestly do so if I had the chance, but that's just a fast track to getting my YouTube channel taken down. So the best I can do is show you guys Giazos in the chat, and if that even is legal or allowed. I hope it is. Probably not, but I don't think that EFL is going to chase me down over 6-second clips. Who knows?
Towards the edge of the penalty area, but Mills finding Rose potentially in an offside.
Yeah, this game, again, I said this since the 15th minute, not in the beginning, it doesn't count as a pregame prediction, but about the 15th minute or so, I saw this as a 1-0. I saw this as a AFC Wimbledon win, 1-0, although Northampton have picked up the pace, so this could go either way, but I do think in the end it's going to be a 1-0 victory for either side. Just stay tuned, guys. I will be providing as engaging and positive and outgoing commentary as I possibly can. Even if Northampton were to get the goal, I'll try to be as impartial as possible. I'll be like, okay, all right, decent opportunity, decent goal there created, but damn, that sucks. You know, that sort of vibe.
At times have looked dangerous, created chances. At the one gilt-edged opportunity of the afternoon, Longman denied in a one-on-one with Jonathan Mitchell.
And he's off now, and so too is Jack Rodoni. It's the likes of Ethan Chislett and Ollie Palmer who've come on for the closing stages.
Northampton knocking around a little bit.
Northampton are readying the number 10, Alex Jones. 11.5 minutes or so. Mitchell now launching another.
Mitchell with the high and looping clearance forward, easily won by Luke O'Neill. This is kind of a midfield battle at the moment. Both teams winning headers and cutting possession off of each other. Back over to Nick Zanev.
Between himself and McLaughlin inside the centre circle, but in the end the ball back with Zanev. Immediately gets the Dons on their way. Alexander making a nice little run on the ball there on the left-hand side. Tries to beat his man, Kioso. Kioso gets his foot to it, but it's going to be a throw-in for Wimbledon. Looks to me like Che Alexander so far this game has had the better of Kioso. Kioso has had a good game overall, but Che Alexander has been his kryptonite. There was one play in which Che Alexander turned Kioso, and Kioso slipped, and I'm like, oh shit! Techers for my man, Che Alexander. But, yeah, not to knock Kioso. He's had a good game. It's just every now and again when Che Alexander's on the ball, he's been able to get the better of him. But Kioso has been very, very good on the offensive front, providing an offensive presence up there for them. From somewhere, just create a moment of mayhem and confusion, which Northampton have certainly displayed at times this afternoon with a couple of wayward passes. They are prone to maybe the occasional lapse in concentration.
You've got big men in there. You've got Hennigan, you've got Nightingale, you've got Palmer making a nuisance of himself as he does, so try and stick it on one of their heads.
It comes now from Alexander. Horsfall clears it away towards that far side. Oxenden will get there first aid of Hoskins. Touches it back on now for Alexander.
Alexander
cross comes in from him.
Plays the cross in. It was actually Ben Hennigan who made a run forward to try to get a header into the box, but unfortunately he barreled into McWilliams there as he was trying to go for the header.
Don's really trying to just go back to basics, if you like, and stick one on the head of the any of the real big men making their way forward. In the end, it was Hennigan who got closest to doing just that, but in the end, ruled to have fouled Sean McWilliams.
It's one of his strengths, though, as a centre-back. We know he's capable of it in terms of powerful headers in on goal. He's come up with that on a couple of occasions this season. Certainly remember the one against Gillingham.
Indeed, and also here against Bristol Rovers back on the 5th of December. Meantime, free kick then to Northampton inside the penalty area. Jonathan Mitchell launches into the Dons' half. Hennigan wins it.
Whoever placed a bet for over 1.5, that's not looking very strong right now. Needless to say. I think 2.5 is usually the line, but for this one, I feel like 1.5 would have been the better line because both teams are the least goal scoring in the entire league. Anyway, clearance was made there by AFC Wimbledon off of a low cross from Hoskins.
Another throw in then to Northampton Town over on their right hand side. 8.5 minutes to go, plus stoppage time. Still goalless. Peter Kioso will take the throw into Morris. Tries to return it to Kioso, but it's Chisley who goes in with the challenge, steers it out. Throw in against Northampton. And Kioso to take it. Thrown into Hoskins. Kioso once again doing battle with Chislett, and the Dons man rewarded for his persistence over on that far side with the award of a throw into the Dons.
Opportunities on goal in the second half yet. Can they, with the changes they've made, as I said, with the likes of Chislett and Palmer in there, they've got to come up with something in these closing stages and really test Mitchell.
So Piggott then, as the ball's played forward, goes in with another challenge there with Lloyd Jones, and again adopts the familiar pose of looking back at the referee with arms spread out either side of him, but it's Northampton who get the award of a free kick. And already they're away down their left-hand side with Mills. Here's Watson back now with Morris. Puts it high and away over towards that far side. Good
Northampton trying to create some space, but instead they're kind of just knocking around their back line. Okay, now we're seeing some connection between Kioso and McWilliams. Kioso tries to play a little threading ball through to number 10. Nicely defended there by Will Nightingale to kind of hound the ball out of play, hold the ball up. Number 10 though, who just came on, Alex Jones. Yeah, I didn't know who his name at first because just came on about 10 minutes ago. I have their lineup pretty much recognized now. Usually I don't recognize the names that easily because my memory retention is not the best, but I got the gist of it, guys. I got the lineup going for Northampton.
And we know from earlier in the season that they do have the necessary firepower.
Both teams winning headers left and right. Looks to me like there's already 5, 6. Okay, looked to me like it was going to be 6, but instead McWilliams knocks it down for Northampton. Trying to knock it around a little bit. Plays it over to Mills on the left-hand side, defended by McLaughlin, but the ball was played into the nicely blocked there by McLaughlin. It was high and looping off of that deflection, but now Hoskins with a long shot, deflected. At first I thought it was going to be a problem for Zanev, but the deflection was convincing enough for Zanev to be able to collect it. Alexander plays it forward to Joe Piggott, holding the ball up here, trying to find somebody, but instead takes the shot himself with the right foot. Not the most powerful strike in the world, easily cut out there by Jones as he stuck a foot to it to block that cross, and foul committed there by Joe Piggott after they picked it up.
Piggott there went in with a rash sliding challenge on Fraser Horsfall, I think it was.
The referee had a word there. It escaped a yellow, but it was a little bit late.
Probably one of the more clear-cut refereeing decisions to be made here this afternoon. As we approach 5 minutes remaining then. Dons 0, Northampton 0. Mitchell taking the goal kick for them. Into the Dons half. Goes above both McWilliams and Alexander. Throw into the Dons. Alexander himself will take it. Thrown into Oxenen. Well played by him. Off once again for Alexander.
Alexander plays it forward to Chisley, who tries to play an incisive pass. I've been saying that. He's going to look to play that final ball. His first touch was a touch towards goal, and he instantly, both adjectives fit the scenario. Tried to play a little through ball over to Ollie Palmer, who was making a run, but it was cut off. Now O'Neill tries to play it forward to Joe Piggott. Headed not cleared fully. Ollie Palmer plays it back to Piggott, and Piggott... Okay, throw in here for AFC Wimbledon after the attempted shot there from Joe Piggott.
Penalty area, but no one there to challenge Nick Zanev. Immediately get the Dons back on the attack with O'Neill, and ball's lofted into the Northampton penalty area. It's only partially cleared. Pickett now with a shot from the right, but it was.
And it looks to me like Luke O'Neill has gone down with injuries. So many injuries today, including a linesman who went down in the first half, and he had to, I think, had to be subbed off for the fifth official, who ended up having to substitute as the fourth official. It was a mess. But yeah. A lot of injuries so far today. We had 6 minutes of stoppage time in the first half. We could see another maybe 4 to 5 in this particular half. Throw in though for AFC Wimbledon around 10 yards out on the right hand side.
Alexander winding up now, and it comes to the edge of the 6-yard
Throw in comes in long and looping, easily cleared away by Northampton. Ashley Seal trying to play the hold up there, but it looks to me like McLaughlin eventually came away with it after a little poke away from Chislett. Ollie Palmer trying to get through his man there, trying to play a little bit of techers. I think he tried to nutmeg his man, but his man was able to deflect that little attempt, and it's going to be a corner kick for AFC Wimbledon.
See if this can be the catalyst for a real improved and incisive period of Don's attacking play. Alexander will take it there from the far side. Piggott's in the mix. Hennigan and Nightingale once again making their way forward. Palmer right in the heart of the 6-yard box, putting the keeper and Lloyd Jones under pressure. And it comes now from Alexander.
And it comes from Alexander. Ooh, yes, let's go. Come on, let's go. Will Nightingale on the knockdown. And it looked to me the ball bounced around a little bit, and Piggott was on the end of it. Poacher's goal. It's scrappy, but we'll count it. AFC Wimbledon 1, Northampton 0. Let's fucking go. Let's go. I'm Gyazoing this one. The Dons have scored once and for all. I figured it was going to happen at some point. I didn't think it was going to be this scrappy because I thought, you know, they've been playing decently enough, knocking the ball around the midfield to create a decent chance. But instead, it was a bit of a scrappy one. Actually, it was a clearance attempt. It was a clearance attempt from Kioso, and it bounced off the foot of Piggott. It wasn't a poacher finish. It was just a kind of deflected clearance that went in. I will show you guys exactly what I mean. AFC Wimbledon have taken the lead in the dying moments of the game. Let's go. This is such an important goal for their survival hopes.
A minute and a half to go. Wimbledon 1. Northampton.
Let's fucking go! LFG! LFG, baby!
Yeah, an absolutely vital goal. We're looking for something to come in this game, and we just need those kind of moments. And Joe Piggott.
Too bad my boy Whale isn't in the stream. Unfortunately, I think for the first time, he has not been on my stream. Maybe he's got something going on. Maybe he's busy. But Joe Piggott, poacher's goal. Bit scrappy, but we'll take it.
Here too. They've not tested Nick Zanev that much. You'd think that Wimbledon are closing in now on 3 very vital points.
And they've taken an immediate measure of making a substitution inside the final minute of the 90. It's Ryan Watson who's gone off, and it is another Ryan Edmondson, who's going to come on for the closing stages. And now wait and see how many additional minutes are going to be added on. We've got about 30 seconds of the regulation time remaining. And now,
oh, Ethan Chislett coming in hot to intercept possession there. Nicely done there from Ethan Chislett. You got to admire the work rate. Also draws the foul. Nicely done from Ethan Chislett.
Wait and see how many additional minutes are going to be added on. We've got about 30 seconds of the regulation time remaining. And now, brilliant play there from Chislett, closing Northampton down as they 90 minutes are up now.
Yeah, 90 minutes are up in terms of stoppage time. We got 5 minutes to go. Ladies and gentlemen, here we freaking go. They gotta close this out. They gotta close this out. Here we go.
Now, and unsurprisingly, the Dons have thrown a really minimal attacking presence forward to get on the end of this free kick. Oxenden takes it, floats it away towards the right side of the area, goes beyond Palmer and behind. Goal kick to Northampton.
Goal kick to Northampton here after the free kick didn't pan out. You got to admire the work rate here from Ethan Chislett. I didn't capture it on the Gialzo, but right after he got fouled by Kioso. Just kind of tried to wrap his foot around to get the ball, but unfortunately catches Ethan Chislett on the calf. So now we got 4 minutes to go here. Northampton are going to start to pile the pressure on They lump it forward
Now Morris will play it high and
to Hoskins, but the pass was wayward, and it's way over the head of Hoskins, way over to the touch line. It's going to be a throw-in.
throw in to the Dons.
Woo! First win, and God knows how long for AFC Wimbledon coming up here. Hopefully they can ride this one home.
One wouldn't be completely surprised if the Dons
I think first
really going absolutely
win in like what 11, 12 games.
throw in. But of course the referee will be
Long time coming, baby. Let's go. Finally, it's going to be not only their first win in like 11 to 12 games, but the very first time they're going to win on my live streams. I've done a couple of post-match reaction videos in which they have won, but I've never done a live stream in which they have won. So, this is theirs for the taking, baby. 3 minutes to go. It feels like the way I'm reacting right now. It feels like they're winning the Premier League. That's how excited I am for them to win for the first time in 12 games.
Looking to really harass Northampton out of their stride from a defensive perspective. Just try and chase everything down. Really defend from the front. That could well be the optimum policy for the Dons in the closing stages. But they've conceded a free kick to Northampton deep inside their own half.
The goalkeeper rolled it out, and Ollie Palmer picked it up and put it back. It's like, what the? No, why are you rolling the ball up so high? It's over there. The foul was committed there. And he literally rolled the ball back and pointed to the spot. He's like, no, I ain't gonna let you cheat us out of a potential win here. To be fair, the goalkeeper did roll it forward like 10 feet above where the spot of the foul was. Looked to me like Mills put in a cross in after a long ball lumped forward. Now Mick Williams gets it over to Kioso on that right-hand side, plays it over. Defended by Che Alexander. Right now back to Kioso at the top of the box. Number 18 gets a shot, and it was deflected, and now AFC Wimbledon are on the break. Actually, there was a foul committed right before AFC Wimbledon were on the break there. Off the ball, it looked to me like maybe Jaakko Oksanen was the one that committed the foul there, so it's going to be a free kick now at the 22-yard area. I will Giazzo that one. It was a handball, actually. Oh, yeah.
Drilled in there by Bryn Morris.
No, it was a foul. It wasn't a handball. It was a foul from Ollie Palmer as they were breaking.
Another this afternoon with a shot from the other side of the field, and now in a more central position and around 25 to 30 yards out. Final or one of the last moments for Northampton to try and rescue something. Vital for the Dons. Everyone back behind the ball, as you can imagine.
Everyone back for the Dons. Not a single person up there except for maybe one person on the midfield, maybe to receive. Nah, I think everyone's back here because you just got to get a clearance off, right? Mills to take. Looked to me like it was deflected, yeah. No? Goal kick. Okay, I thought that was deflected. That was high and wide there from the free kick from Mills. I thought Hoskins would take that one, but instead it was Mills. Looked deflected to me, but we'll take it. You guys be the judge of that one.
Looking down there in the Dons technical area, Bezo and Rob Tuvey and Robbo looking on intently, willing their charges just to see out this final period of play.
Come on, guys. See it out. See it out. Ollie Palmer goes behind each and everyone's head.
Loops it towards the near side. Free kick again.
You guys be the judge of this one. Anyway, free kick conceded by Wimbledon. Only 5 seconds to go. Northampton only have one chance, if anything, but will the ref even allow it to continue?
Northampton goalkeeper will take it from... Well, he's been ushered...
The goalkeeper put it too far forward, and now he has to put it back. That wasted like another 5 seconds. I think it's over, guys. Come on. Come on. Blow the whistle. Blow the whistle, damn it.
Well played by Hennigan, getting the ball past.
Couple headers won by both sides.
It's loose.
It's a penalty. I don't fucking believe it. Are you fucking joking? It was a foul committed by Luke O'Neill on the ball inside. Dude, why? The fucking game was over.
Well played by Hennigan, getting the ball partially clear. Still not so completely clear by the Dons. It's inside the penalty area. It's loose. Oh, and goodness, I suppose.
That's fucking ridiculous, dude.
Well, wouldn't you know it, right?
There were several headers. It was initially a header clear by the Dons defense, and then a header lumped back into the box. And Luke O'Neill was deemed to be...
renewing acquaintances with the Dons.
I don't believe this, dude.
Up against Nick
I don't
Sennett.
believe this. I'm going to Giazzo this. I'm going to show you guys exactly what happened here. You guys be the judge of this one. I don't think it was enough for a penalty if I'm fair here. Hoskins to take. Yes! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go, Zanev! Let's go, Zanev!
Is a real potential sickener for the Dons.
Zanev, the hero here, to his right-hand side, saves the opportunity from Hoskins.
Here goes Hoskins.
Let's go! Ball don't lie, baby. Ball don't lie. Ball don't lie. Let's go!
Great contact from the Dons keeper. It's behind, and it's the final whistle.
I probably just pissed off my neighbors just now.
The Dons' reliance on those heroics, and goodness me.
Oh my god, I'm so excited.
Wimbledon 1, Northampton 0. Hoskins struck it with great power. Looked to be.
Alright, I'm going to send both Giazzos right now, guys.
When the keeper guesses correctly, gives himself a maximum.
Guys,
chance of
this
keeping
is the absolute scenes. The absolute scenes right now. There's the penalty, right? I don't know if